Why are teachers still struggling to use technology to transform instruction? This is a literature review for class EDUC 6320 in Research, Technology, and Procedures by Christina Weeks, summer of 2016. To begin, let's look at the abstract. Teachers are still struggling to use technology in the classroom to transform instruction. Some surveys have reported that the majority of K-12 educators believe that they are using technology in the classroom and have adopted new high standards. Even with the results of 47 believing that they are enthusiastic about using technology in the classroom, only 24% are making choices to use technology in the classroom. So again, questions are asked like, why are teachers still struggling to use technology to transform instruction? And what changes can be made to transform from routine practice drills with technology to creating original content and using social media to collaborate on assignments? Abstract continues. In the pace of society to have digitally driven instruction classrooms, teachers are using more and more digital learning within instruction. Educators are learning how, what, and why digital strategies, social media, and applied telecommunications help to develop learning. Research has been done to determine student performance with new technologies. To begin, school districts have changed curriculum, instruction, and assessment to meet digital growth. Teachers are now being asked to teach engaging lessons with current devices such as an iPad, iPhone, laptops, and Chromes to meet the state standards. There have been changes in decision-making, implementation efforts, and instructional strategies such as using apps, websites, and the internet to interact with others. Other changes have included high-quality education for teachers, digital learning policies, current practices in the learning environment, making available digital tools and resources, blended learning, and outcomes. Again, we ask ourselves, why are teachers still struggling to use technology in the classroom to transform instruction? Remember our survey? 47% believing that they are enthusiastic about using technology. 24% are making choices to use technology in the classroom. Educators are learning how, what, and why digital strategies, social media, and applied communications can help develop learning. There have been changes in education. Remember, curriculum, instruction, and assessment. Engaging lessons with current devices such as iPad, iPhone, laptops, and Chromes. Decision making has changed. Implementation efforts and instructional strategies such as using apps, websites, and the internet to interact with others. Keywords: digitally driven, instructional technology plans, education technology, digital learning, digital strategies, social collaborations, social media, technology decisions, innovation-minded, applied communications, digital technologies, and task description. Changes are being made with the policy regarding digital learning policies. They are changes in digital learning options, changes in rationales for employing digital learning, changes in strategies for administrating successful digital learning programs. So within our literature review, we look at the methods. Teachers and school-based instructional specialists were surveyed and asked several questions. Why do teachers still struggle with teaching technology and instruction? What changes can be made to transfer from routine practice drills with technology to creating content and using social media to collaborate on assignments? 2. What influences from individuals or groups helps decide the digital technologies and tools in the classroom? Is it district, other teachers, school-based technology, students, the school board, educational companies, or myself? 3. What are some adoptions to new technologies? Are you a risk taker a like to try, a will try, are generally skeptical. This is where they would rate themselves. Question 4. What are challenges with using technology in your classroom? Few digital learning devices, lack of training, curriculum demands, insignificant support, classroom management. Number 5. Have students used digital devices technology for following purposes in the classroom? Do they practice? Do they play games? Have they done projects? Do they use collaboration, research, or group assignments? The setting was, the surveys were conducted in April of this year, 2016, with 700 participants. The views were used from diverse groups that include various grade ranges, poverty levels, and locations. The survey showed that there was an influx of digital programs, online collaboration, and practice drills for students, but not inquiry-based learning. Teachers would embrace new technologies with many challenges such as regular use of technology, instructional technology, plans were not always reviewed, or professional development that needed to be integrated better. Other things to consider when dealing with setting were, according to research, to have a survey initiative gives access to highly quality education that advocates for digital technologies to recruit and retain effective teachers, to provide staff development, and to support highly quality instruction. The first question resulted in 51 stating that teachers had the biggest influence when deciding what digital technologies and tools to be used in the classroom. The other highest percentage was at 27%, which came from other teachers in the building. Teachers would try a digital tool because their colleagues had tried it. It was based on an opinion of another teacher. Teachers also saw this as having support when problems would occur. The district had an influence only at 26%. The teacher had training with a digital tool that the district supported and therefore integrated with digital learning tools. The school principal showed 23% influence in decision making of the digital tools and applications. This again would support the district goal and objectives. Here's a graph showing the first question. What digital technologies and tools will be used in your classroom? And you can see at 51%, the teacher personally describes that she is the main influence of the tools that will be used in the classroom. The lowest percent is at 3%, which is parents. At 4% is educational technology companies and providers. And the survey had actually went into that a little bit because there was a distrust from the teachers, and some of the programs were not research-based. Looking forward, professional association or unions was only at 6%. District school board was at 15%. Students was at 16%. School principal again was at 23%, and so on. The variables included in the literature review were the range of teachers surveyed showed that the variables within the questions. Variables that included the teacher's perspective of digital learning, effective teacher practices, digital strategies, and decision making with the digital learning. The teacher's perspective showed more confident performance with the implementing digital tools, blended learning, and being innovative in the classroom. According to Best and Dunlap, contextual factors that are in place to measure successful digital technology in a learning environment include 1. Is there a vision and goals in the school? 2. Is there technology infrastructure? 3. What roles do the local, district, state, and nation play for digital technology? 4. How is the community involvement with technology, such as parents, stakeholders, teachers, administration, students, and all others? All successful digital learning policies understood and incorporated at the local level increase buy-in. The results of the literature review showed that students are using technology daily for drills and reviews for project-based learning or collaboration. It also showed that students are using digital programs daily rather than to support more creative inquiry-based learning. Teachers who have received extensive training in digital learning are successful in digital learning initiatives. Teachers without familiarity with digital technology struggle with integrating technologies into their work. School leaders that give opportunities for teachers, change the management, and integrate technology into daily routines make successful collaboration in teaching with technology. Research also showed that successful digital learning initiatives included teachers in the development and implementation strategy, demonstrating to teachers how technologies help them meet their curricular goals, and provide continuous training on both technical and pedagogical best practices related to the digital learning initiative. Digital learning professional development for teachers is more effective when it is continuous, extending from a pre-service education and continuing throughout a teacher's career, defined by regular workshops, peer-based collaborations, and mentorships with tailored to teachers' needs. The results continued with blended digital learning. School districts are changing to incorporate blending digital learning. The 5 areas in which they are changing are funding, people, accountability, timing, and scalability, and with technology and data. Funding is including teacher pay for student performance, having combinations of teachers, other staff, digital instruction, and other materials. When selecting people, they are selected with what they teach, revise licensure rules, use the test teacher evaluation system, eliminate class size limits, pay excellent teachers more, and protect excellent teachers during layoffs. With technology providing wireless broadband access, invest in data and instructional systems, and participate in multi-state data interoperability efforts, accountability includes assessment, accountability systems, student performance, digital products usage, student placed with excellent teachers to target growth, and pay teachers for student learning growth. Discussions. The survey asked, what are the challenges with using technology in your classroom? Few digital learning devices, lack of training, curriculum demands, insignificant support, classroom management. This question stated that 42% were too few digital learning devices. This is seen as a barrier and very significant in all stakeholders' point of view. The question would be an area of discussion to incorporate schedules for sharing devices or for allowing students to use their own iPhones or iPads. With simple changes within the learning environment, the school can produce changes to give access to every student. According to Lang and Lee, a scale was conducted to show the data and the results from the survey. The data showed how students were blending learning, using online interaction, online resources, face-to-face meeting, physical resources, and what they preferred. This is the graph of the challenges. How much of a challenge are the barriers to the use of technology in your classroom? And as you see from this bar graph, you look at 17% was management, classroom management, 19% was software glitches, 20% was lack of guidance from school administrators, 21% was insignificant support from IT staff, 28% was school internet access unreliable or slow, 30% was the state or district curriculum demands, 33% was lack of training, and 42% was too few digital devices. Future research. The question for future research is, how often have your students used digital devices, technology, for following purposes in the classroom? Do they use it for practice, playing games, for projects, collaboration, research, or group assignments? The survey showed that the drills, review, and practice exercises were at 64%. Educational games were at 71%, and individual products were at 76%. Collaboration was at 67%, research at 76%, and group projects were at 74%. The purpose of digital learning needs to address why it is important. Teachers are meeting the practice drills and review, but not how the blended learning is aligned with the curriculum instruction. Future research is needed in this area. Another question was, how often have your students used digital devices, technology for following purposes in your classroom? Looking at the bar graph, you can see that group projects was at 74%, and at 20% for group projects was at never. Research was done at 76%, collaboration 67%, individual projects again 76%, games 71%, drills, review, and practice was at 64%. Future research. Another research would include the public impacts of Opportunity Culture Initiative have 7 different characteristics of great digital instruction. They are alignment, which is aligns unit of instruction, advancement, students advance when topics are mastered, assessment, frequent assessments of mastery, advice, instructional steps for students, accessibility, digital needs met, software, hardware access, application, analytical, creative, and conceptual thinking, and accountability, digital instruction effectiveness. Also, future research is needed for digital and blended learning initiatives that are new. So research and evaluation on any such initiative will help improve the program and perform future efforts. Research that integrates a variety of methods, including not only the analysis of standardized test scores, but also interviews, focus groups, case studies, and questionnaires are likely to produce a rich understanding of any digital learning program. This research in turn can help inform policy makers and policy implementators' decision as digital learning programs progress. More future research is needed to show how social media and networking engage both student and teacher performance in the learning environment. Teacher trainees were trained, given the digital tools, and implemented the process to students. The study showed how and why teacher trainees using digital tools in the learning process and practices were successful. Communication to the teacher trainees during the group-based learning increased student performance. The perception of the teacher trainees changed with ongoing communication and collaboration. Having the opportunity to work on a campus that was a math and science academy, I saw students every day with iPads, iPhones, laptops, and minis working on assignments. Having taught students in small groups, I used the iPads with several apps within the instruction, often trained other teachers on how applications work, reviewed lessons, and worked both with teacher and students to show how to implement strategies within the instruction. For example, for reading, having students use Edimodo app to answer questions over the literature we were working on with that week. Having the students create their own presentation on Google Docs or presenting to other students, and using various apps to work on vocabulary, multiple meaning words, in 30 Hands, Nearpod, or Keynote. I want to know what the research base is for teachers still struggling to use technology to transform instruction. Research literature is reporting that teachers review their instruction in the early stages of using technology, often quoting themselves as risk takers or early adapters. Conclusion. In conclusion, teachers who have received extensive training in digital learning are successful in digital learning initiatives. Teachers without familiarity with digital technology struggle with integrating technologies in their work. School leaders that give opportunities for teachers, change management, and integrate technology into daily routines make successful collaboration and teaching within technology. The evidence supported that the interaction between student-formulated requirements, learning objectives, and various forms of formative evaluation strongly impact students' subject learning and their ability to perform qualified learning design and evaluations of their own work and others. Students also voluntarily initiate formative evaluations and use requirements actively when using digital tools. School districts across the United States have combined better blending learning with technology using new staffing models. This gives opportunities to give students excellent teachers. A better blend changes the teaching profession, transforming it into a highly paid, opportunity-rich career.